Recently, I played through Cyberpunk 2077 with the help of some chooms to keep me from flatlining from cringe at using fake slang. The following is a completely accurate summary of the campaign. Trust me. Since I picked Nomad, the game begins in a chop shop where we get a pop-up tutorial. Oh boy, my favorite. We argue with a mechanic about his qualifications and just plug a thing into another thing and say some jargon, and if it were that easy, then I could just put the local mechanic out of business. The sheriff shows up just in time for us to be a dick to him, so we drive to a radio tower and Ubisoft tower our way to the top, where we jerry-rig a sci-fi walkie-talkie to find out where we can find our client, and we discuss the world's slang.
Flicking you the geoloc data.
Every time you hear of games or fictional universes invent slang, it always sounds really fucking weird. Flicking you the geoloc data. Dude, that sentence is made the fuck up. I don't want to hear that.
The made-up slang in this game is ridiculous, or just like the Cyberpunk universe in general.
I want to start saying it in real life so people think I'm like delusional and I get locked away.
Whenever anyone's asking me, yeah, can you just send me the address? I'm just gonna be like, all right, send you the geoloc data.
Well, all right, I'm flicking you the geoloc data.
Oh, okay. Game crashed. It's like, I get it. It's immersive to the world, but also it's like strange. Wee. Oh,
did you do a clean insult?
Nice job. Nice job.
After driving to the Loke we got the data for, we meet Jackie Dies at the end, who will, well, you know. Jackie Dies at the end just wants to hang out and chat for a moment, but doesn't offer us a seat, so we just kind of awkwardly stand staring at him. Okay. We load the cargo and cargo to the border that's smack dab in the middle of California for some reason that I'm sure some Cyberpunk lore nerds are pushing up their glasses to get ready to launch into a rant about, so be sure to leave a comment about the information you definitely know about the border that you didn't just Google and copy verbatim from the wiki. Turns out the thing we're legitimately delivering through the checkpoint was marked LOA, which stands for Subscribe to Iliasso. So we have to go talk to the customs officer, make sure that he's subscribed, and remind him to hit the like button. And in case you hadn't noticed it yet, that makes both those things light up underneath the video. And if you did just notice that, it means you're not watching this video in full screen like some kind of psychopath. What else do you need to see? Just put it in full screen. Those sidebar videos will still be there when you're finished. Don't even think about clicking away. I'll know, and I'll feel really sad about it. After bribing the customs official to subscribe to my channel, which is a courtesy I won't be giving any of you, we head back to the car, but now Jackie Dies at the end is driving, which means it's time to sit around and do nothing at all. And when I say nothing, I mean it. We get into a car chase and you don't actually have to do anything. It just resolves itself because the NPCs are really, really bad at driving. I always love going through chase sequences in games and not shooting just to see what happens, because like 90% of the time, stuff just sorts itself out.
It's like you're giving them a really disapproving stare right now and they just keep crashing. You're like, stop.
Yeah, what we don't see is that they all have student driver please be patient on the back.
They've never driven a fucking day in their lives. He's turning right. Which way's right? Shit, we lost him. God damn it.
Oh, fuck, Jeffrey! You crashed the fucking car!
Well, he wasn't a student driver for long, let's put it that way.
Yeah, that was a real close call. I definitely helped. You don't like shopping for ingredients. That's not a question, it's an opinion that I'm forcing onto you as a fact. Nobody likes going out, hunting down every little thing on a list, and then going back home only to find out that the spices that you thought you already had were empty, and now it's too late to go back out again because you've got to get the food ready. And you can avoid all that with today's sponsor, HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh deals with all that stuff for you. Now you can live the most American way possible, by having someone else do the things you don't want to do for you instead. HelloFresh offers more than 45 dinner options, and I'm not so great at math, but I'm pretty sure that's more than there are days in a month, so you could order a new meal for every single day of the month if you're a psychopath. Though I guess having the exact same thing 30 to 31 times in a row is a bit more psychotic, isn't it? No need to wake up past noon so you can skip breakfast by going straight to lunch with HelloFresh's free breakfast for life offer. As long as your subscription is active, they'll send you one free breakfast item with every delivery. Once you get all 5, you can form Breakfast Voltron and then eat it like you're some galaxy-destroying super being. You know that sounds tempting. HelloFresh also offers calorie and protein smart options if you're looking to start a healthier diet this year and want to lose all that holiday weight you put on at your in-laws' house because your grandma makes really good dessert and you just can't say no. But what if you're me, you might think? I hate cooking, it's stressful and takes too long. I'm hungry now, not in 45 minutes. Firstly, shut up, you whiny baby. And secondly, HelloFresh has plenty of quick and easy meals that only take 15 minutes to prepare, so unless you've absolutely decimated your attention span watching TikTok, even you can get this done in a reasonable time. Click the link in the description below or use my code POGWILLIASO and receive 1 free breakfast item per box while subscription is active. After crashing my car, Jackie dies at the end as a hissy fit and lets us in on the fact that he can't actually pay us for the job, so we decide to just look at the cargo and it's actually a politician, so we're going to sell him to the lowest bidder, as you do. And now it's time for the enemies to best very platonic friends montage, where we cut to 6 months later in a parking garage where we find out that there's no toggle aim, so this game gets a 0 out of 2077. We take an elevator and find out that we're looking for a woman who was abducted, so we stealth our way inside. Stealth! And find her reenacting her favorite scene from Minority Report, but we're in a hurry, so we grab her and walk off a cliff.
Okay, well.
Mine to gap.
Were you distracted by the jiggle physics?
I just wanted to see if I could.
Okay, fair.
We give the lady over to the paramedics and try out shock therapy before taking an elevator back to the car, where we consider slightly more sane Yoko Ono's age.
Ready to come and grab.
Wakako is probably a Zoomer.
Probably, yeah.
She was probably born in like 2000, depending on how old she is.
It'd be funny if she was the
Fucking
only
right.
one that actually said like our like Gen Z slang instead.
Oh,
So
they
if that's
should have
really
done
out
that.
of place. That would have been fucking
They
funny.
should have done that.
Go see Victor. He's a cyber mob with straight ribs, and you just hang up and never fucking talk to her again.
All right, gang, gang.
Alright.
You're tripping hard with those tech eyes.
The amount of rage that I feel towards you right now.
For real, no cap.
For real, for real. Be careful in there. It'll be dangerous. On God, for real, on jaw, bro.
You gotta drop the grizzy.
Oh.
You want to hit my cart?
What the fuck does that mean?
Now it's time for the sitting section, where we watch Jackie Dies at the End drive really slowly through the middle of a heavily populated city with absolutely zero traffic somehow. Suddenly, some goons come after us, but that's okay because we stare angrily at them and they crash because our Riz is so strong that it's lethal. Poggers. Excuse me while I go find something dull to decapitate myself with. After letting a police officer know that he's really got to get home to go to Bone Town with his girlfriend, Jackie Dies at the End drives even slower back to the apartment complex.
He really just wants to get home so he can get out of the car and stop listening to this fucking song.
Yeah.
It's like a torture experience.
I like how majority of the lyrics are black and blue.
Yeah, Anthony, you say that like you weren't one of the people that would listen to Daft Punk's Around the World.
You got me. I can't even defend myself, man.
We take an elevator and ask some people loitering to find somewhere else to stand around, and then we get dressed up like we exclusively shop at Walmart. After taking a nap, we find out that we got a computer STD from that lady we saved from reenacting Minority Report, so we take out our frustration on our neighbors and then murder a cop so we can take an elevator. Oh, it is B. Okay. B for put my weapon away. We watch Jackie Dies at the End eat nothing, and drive carefully to Doc Torres so Jackie Dies at the End can break Usain Bolt's sprinting record to see his girlfriend. We pet and then try to murder a hairless cat for being bald because all bald people deserve death out of principle, and then let Doc Torres know that we feel like shit. Not because of the neurovirus or anything, but we regret that bald joke because bald people didn't deserve that.
Now jack in.
Right in front of you? I mean, okay.
I'm gonna have to mute myself in the call.
Choose while I scan.
This looks like when Shepard says, I have special eyes.
Your body will still show up as crystal clear.
Awesome, so I should go streaking is what you're saying.
They'll identify me by my small mechanical penis.
After getting a hand job from Doc Torre, he installs our special eyes and he wants us to try out our hand, which I can't show you on YouTube. Jackie Dies at the End tells us that Johnny Goldenhand is waiting for us in the car outside, so we head off to see him, but we get a phone call and we're not allowed to hang up. So we just awkwardly stand outside the car while we wait for Regina to shut the fuck up and let us continue with the story. And then we get another pop-up tutorial. Hooray. Johnny Goldenhand asks us a question, so we answer it with another question, and then he doesn't bother to get an actual answer out of us and just moves on. And we get a notification about vehicle damage. What, it is smoking damage the car? I don't think the game's that realistic. The plan is simple. We're gonna steal a USB drive from Atari by buying a robot spider from a gang of meth heads that we actually already purchased, but the previous leader went on unexpected retirement. We also find out that public domain Charlize Theron is watching the meth heads because she doesn't want to get fired from her job. And also we've got to go meet Wi-Fi enabled Ramona Flowers at a bar so she can impress us with VR porn. And then we sit awkwardly for a long time in silence because if you don't skip the ride, you just don't speak. Is it more awkward if I try to strike up a conversation? Or maybe it's not awkward at all and I'm just imagining things because I'm insecure about my interpersonal skills? Should I ask them if they like the things I'm into? Would it annoy them if I talked about my special interest? Oh, thank God we're here. After solving the homeless problem in New Neo San Los Angeles Francisco, we arrive at the bar too early, so we have to manually wait around and become the very loiterer we swore to destroy. We meet Wi-Fi enabled Ramona Flowers and she takes us to a private room to get to know us better, and then that's actually what she does. Wait, this isn't a sex thing? I got my detachable penis ready and everything. Well, back to the medicine cabinet it goes.
Yet he fingered you for this job.
He did what now?
Ew.
Wi-Fi enabled Ramona Flowers introduces us to one of the Rule 34 mascots, but since we're not doing any of the side missions, this is the first and only time we'll see her. After going through the tutorial on how to use editing software, which is somewhat ironic given what I'm doing at this exact moment in time, we get shot in the face for questioning the evolution of the Rubik's Cube. What is with this really lame Rubik's Cube? A 2x2 Rubik's Cube?
This is Night City. We had to like devolve Rubik's Cubes. They were too hard.
And finally get around to doing the thing we actually came down here to do. Now we're watching the world through Wi-Fi enabled Ramona Flowers' eyes and skip through this stupid minigame that thankfully we won't have to do again in the main mission.
They should make an entire game that's just this brain dance thing. That way it can be really boring.
Yeah, it's called editing every video I've ever made. Oh, I know it's like over here somewhere.
Yeah, it's right there in the back corner.
Added helpful green fog because that's normal.
Doesn't your safe fart?
It's the anti-thief farting.
Yeah, if it smells bad, they won't want to steal it. And that's why I shit all over my important valuables.
But my dog is important to me.
You know what you must do.
Oh no.
Rule 34 mascot lets us keep the VR headset so that we can use it for personal reasons, and then drop some major foreshadowing. Wi-Fi enabled Ramona Flowers offers to help us betray Johnny Goldenhand, so we tell her that we'll think about it, which is a lie because we'll actually just forget that we had this conversation 2 minutes after we leave the bar. We call up public domain Charlize Theron to find out where she's at and channel our inner DUI before dropping our car into a canal and getting punched in the face because public domain Charlize Theron really needs to work on her foreplay, so we agree to help each other in exchange for being booty calls. Hey, is that Damien Haas? Public domain Charlize Theron gives us some money to pay for our spider bot, which I think makes us a prostitute, and we catch up with Jackie Dies at the end so we can meet the meth heads.
Had to be them. Gang like any other, right? Take the Valentinos. Follow God and Santa Madre.
Didn't even see that. We get in an elevator and wait a really long time for Jackie Dies at the end, but it turns out that he got stuck, so we had to go get him. After talking our way through the meth head deal with absolutely no problems whatsoever. Wait, no, I didn't want to do that.
You didn't click anything.
I kind of thought it would resolve itself. I didn't realize it would just go straight to that.
Yeah, instead it actively got worse. Oh, I have the option to calm them down, but I won't. Let's fucking shoot all of them in the face. Okay, that.
Jackie Dies at the end, gets stuck again, and we take the elevator again, and this time we actually do the deal the proper way, which ends with us having to send everyone to rehab. Well, maybe not rehab, but they won't be doing any more meth after we're done with them. We beat a boss by playing Ring Around the Rosie and meet back up with public domain Charlize Theron and let her know that we'd be happy to answer booty call later because it's the only sex scene we'll have time for since we're not doing side missions. Sorry, Pan Am. We head to the bar and kill another loiterer, and Jackie Dies at the end starts putting some death flags on himself so that he'll definitely make it out of this job alive and it won't be extra tragic when he doesn't. Then he starts dropping some more death flags. Dude, do you want to end up dead? Why don't you just tell everyone that you got a wife and kid waiting at home and that you're only a couple of days away from retirement, huh? We have a group chat with Johnny Goldenhand, Jackie Dies at the end, and Jada Pinkett Smith before getting ready to go. After taking a limo run by a VTuber, Jackie Dies at the end and lets us know that today is the most important day of his life, which is good because it's also the last one. We go through the metal detector and it detects our meddling, but we're good at lying, so they let us through anyways, and after checking in with the front desk, we hit up the bar and get really, really drunk on absinthe.
Whoa, it's like I'm watching Hideo Kojima here, man. Yo, Jackie, fucking Hideo Kojima's over here, man.
And you like collapse and break the fucking table with your face.
We get on an elevator and are already sober. Wow, do I have a cybernetic liver or something? And check out our hotel room that we're not really going to enjoy, which is a shame because me and Jackie Dies at the end could have engaged in some extremely platonic friend activities in the bed, like, anal sex with our socks on. Jackie Dies at the end, gets the spider bot stuck because he's a terrible driver, which we knew because we've seen him drive, so he gives us control and we point and click the bot like we're playing Watch Dogs.
Somebody was like, alright, for the lead up to our big climactic end of the intro section, we're gonna have you stare at a robot.
For a very long time.
Follow the instructions to a T. Dance, monkey, dance. You having fun?
Will's having a lot of fun right now.
We make the spider bot teabag a guy because we're professionals, and now we're ready to wait around for a while.
Why do I feel like Will hates games like Uncharted, says the Discord chat.
Fine. Little dizzy.
Wow, what gave you that impression?
How you doing on time?
We get in an elevator and wait for Jackie Dies at the end, again, because he only seems to care about being in a hurry when his girlfriend is involved. Jackie Dies at the end, tells a joke to fill the silence, and honestly, we would have just been better with the silence, so I guess that answers my question from earlier. We find a new fancy gun and open the fart safe, but right as we get the USB stick, everyone shows up, so we hide in the center pillar of the room so we can spend the next 3.5 minutes doing nothing. Then, young George Takei murders old George Takei. Oh my. But we have to wait another 2 minutes before we're allowed to leave. We get to the roof just in time for security to show up, and we start getting shot at, so we slide down and fall a few stories, but it'll be fine.
It's okay, I'm wearing plot armor and can't be killed. Jackie, however, is just wearing a suit. Jackie dies at the end, gets shot, and the USB drive is slowly getting corrupted, so we call Wi-Fi-enabled Ramona Flowers, and she says we've got to wear the USB in our head to keep it safe. So Jackie volunteers even though we're totally fine and would have been the better option. And we begin exiting the building in a calm and orderly fashion. We take an elevator downstairs and turn an ED-209 into the quality of the RoboCop reboot before taking an elevator to the VTuber limo that drives away for us because, you know, driving during the chase scene ourselves would have been too much fun. I decide to see what happens if you don't do anything in this gunfight, and even the game isn't sure what to do, so it just kills me. Oh, okay. Alright, not really sure what happened there. I guess the game just failed me for... decided to be arbitrary about it. After doing a minimal amount of shooting, we get away and Jackie dies at the end, gives us the USB stick just in time for him to die, which signals that we're near the end of the video. But wait, you might be asking, this is just the beginning of the game. Where's the rest of the video? Well, okay, keep your pants on. There's still a little more to go before the prologue ends. But this game is so long that I couldn't put it all into one video without it getting really long. So this is just part 1. Surprise! We send Jackie's dead at the end's corpse to his mom because her dead son showing up to the front door is something everyone looks forward to. And we meet up with Johnny Goldenhand, who's freaking out and then just kind of wanders around for a bit in silence. So we go to wash our face, but we don't believe in bathing, so we just break the mirror instead. And then we get beaten up and shot in the face for busting the mirror and being stinky. And with the title popping up, that signals the end of the prologue and the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss part 2. Or don't, and just hope YouTube tries to push it on you in the homepage or the sidebar, or you'll miss it forever. Or until you double check. Or you could DM me on Discord to remind you personally. I won't do that, I'll just insult you. Prologue over. Special thanks to my patrons, whose continued support makes these videos possible. If you want to support the channel as well, there's a link in the description.